Very exciting to share one of the best sounding DAC and headphone stage that money can buy under $1,000 price point. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi review channel. Today I would like to share my experience of using recently released Hi-Fi Neo IDSD3. This is third generation of the Neo IDSD line that they've been offering using Bar Brown DSD1793 Delta Sigma hybrid multi-bit chip inside, balanced design end to end. IDSD3 headphone stage can put out RMS power of a little over 2500 milliwatts of power output and outputting over 5500 milliwatts of dynamic power. Sound accurately, beautifully, and naturally, right? When I'm using as USB DAC on my desktop setup, pairing it with Yamaha HS5 studio monitors, only slight downside is playhead delay or a bit of latency issue. When I'm listening music, totally effectively redeliver best sound quality possible, especially when I streaming music. Even Spotify Premium lossless streaming offer incredibly refined sound quality when I'm streaming with Hi-Fi Neo IDSD3. Spotify or Tidal or any service that you use, most of the time, refinements and separation and absolute resolution of music that I'm used to is not as good as streaming from my NAS or even my CD player in that case, right? When I'm using this IDSD3, what happened is sound is more refined. Upper range of frequencies are sometimes they sound bright. With some of the streaming, they are absolutely adding a lot of gains in most of the cases, right? All the streaming services are. So those kind of high frequency extensions are work, control, and contain thanks to the DSD up conversion method of IDSD3. So it uses DSD1793 Bar Brown chip inside. That is multi-bit Delta Sigma hybrid design. The way that it works is regardless of source streaming on your NAS or any source that you use, any incoming PCM signal, most significant bits are up converted to PCM 768K. Least significant bits, small notes, and all that micro details and everything is up converted to 1 bit DSD 11.2 megahertz signal. Right? Those two signals are up converted. Most significant bits and least significant bits are all summarized at the analog stage before outputting at either headphone stage or line level output stage. That's why all high frequency extension and upper range of frequencies are well refined and redeliver enjoyable manner in sound reproduction. That is the most clever way of using hybrid design. When I say hybrid design, the Bar Brown DSD1793 is known for that. So that is one of the most capable hybrid chip that you can get, right? That they can do multi-bit conversion plus Delta Sigma hybrid design and everything it can convert natively when it's come to DSD signal. Right, DSD signal, absolute quietness and refinement with best possible sound quality you can get in this price point. Simple as that. My music listening level is around 65 dB average, but I listen low level as well, around conversation level, 50-55 dB range. When I'm listening to that level, Whether I'm streaming online or using my NAS, it sounded so good. Low-level listening is well produced with most engaging manner without compromise in any area of sound reproduction using this S1EX towers with Accuphase E4000 or ASD silver conductors cables end to end, except my digital section. Digital section, I'm using Oya Eden Neo Class A USB cable between my Sony NAS and this iFi Neo IDSD3 connection, as well as right cable, the Dallas XLR balance cable to my Accuphase E4000 from this Neo IDSD3. That's what you will hear in Sound Sample as usual. The headphone stage, I have no complaint at all. When I'm auditioning Neo IDSD3 headphone stage, I try a few different headphones: Moondrop Skyline, Sony MDR 7506, Mezi Audio Strada, as well as Verum 1 and 2 open back headphones, and it works wonderfully. Some may find it is lacking attack or impact. The way that they design is clean, neutral, and organic sound signature without much of coloration other than smoother and richer tonality of neutral sound that it can deliver with absolute resolution without forwardness or brightness at all. Right, when you're using either analog line out or headphone out, it doesn't introduce you line out, or those area doesn't have any brightness or fatiguing sound signature at all. That's the one thing that you will notice, right? It has a refinement and smoothness and rich sound that you can enjoy. Everything is gonna be as good as either your speakers or your headphone is. This iFi Neo IDSD3 itself can produce most organic sounding neutral sound with rich tonality. When I'm listening to some of the well-known tracks such as Eva Cassidy, Songbird, I know all the notes end to end, right? When I'm listening to that track, I was like, wow, this is one of the most musical sounding DAC that I have ever heard in this price point, using hybrid architecture. And the way that they design is one of the most advanced DAC that money can buy under $1,000 price range. Plus, it has X-Bass, and those options that you can fine tune it. So X-Bass, they have 3 levels, I think. I don't use them most of the time. X-Bass give you some of the high frequency airiness and spacious sound. I try that. So it's noticeable, but I kind of prefer Bit Perfect filter out of this Neo IDSD3 for me personally. So when I'm using X-Bass with this Neo IDSD3, I kind of miss that media and nice depth that I like with precision stereo image using this Neo IDSD3 in my system. I try that. But in my sound sample, everything is going to be straight out of the box, Bit Perfect sound sample that it can deliver. If I want more air and space, I switch it over to this Musicshare X30. That is depending on the type of the music. When I'm listening modern pops or hard rocks, I don't want that. When I'm listening to audiophile tracks or jazz music or those type of acoustics or vocals, I will love that using with this X30 and this Neo IDSD3 combination with ASD 6 and silver RCA cable to this set amp. So sound is so enjoyable, smooth, rich, absolute resolution, tangible kind of sound quality in small notes and tiny nuances that come next to my seating position around 12 feet away. The way that it can deliver, the way that it can convert any incoming signal is one of the most capable advanced design that money can buy in this price point. Sound quality is more refined compared to previous generation. I also reviewed iFi Neo IDSD2 a few years back. So if I remember it correctly, I was using different system back then. Time to time, I find it to be a little bit of hardness in upper range of frequency, starting from mid-range area to lower highs region. That is totally gone with this Neo IDSD3. Smoother, richer, and more engaging sound with absolute definition. Vocals and human voices are to die for. Incredibly accurate. So compared to other decks that I have, such as Galubido Divinity deck or Gusted Audio R262 R2R decks is air and space and depth area gonna be better with R2R decks. But iFi Audio IDSD3 can catch them when I enable X-Bass or X-Bass, right? So bass immediacy, I kind of want slightly better attack in bass region without enabling any pre-tune effects. That is more like a tone control. Their proprietary discrete analog tuning. It's not DSP or digitally manipulated sound quality out of this IDSD3 because everything is discrete in analog stage. They fine-tune it, they perfect it to give you sound quality that cater to your taste and pairing component, and include a remote control works great. And it also have iFi Audio Nexus app that you can control this iFi Neo IDSD3, as well as you can use streaming using Bluetooth connection, aptX, and all those advanced lossless Bluetooth connections are highly capable and implemented inside this IDSD3. Another thing that I like to mention using this IDSD3 is internet clock and all the analog stage and the conversion method work perfectly. Totally enjoyable sound. When I add this SMS G1 external master clock using Mogami 2964 coaxial cable, sound quality even improve slightly more, probably 5 to 10% improve in clarity and refinement. It's not gonna be night and day different, but there are improvements can be had if you use external clock with Neo IDSD3. So sound quality, absolute musical sound with a lot of tuning possibility and capability that it can offer. Driving power as good as it can be in price and sound quality ratio. Noise control is excellent. It uses external power supply. I love the way that I can use in this type of vertical setups for saving the space and all that feature that come with it, and all the connectivities and everything combined. This is one of the great buy, my friend. The reason I'm really excited to share this iFi Audio Neo IDSD3 is it's so musical sound that I can enjoy all day long. Fatigue-free musical sound without getting any brightness even when I'm streaming Spotify. Spotify is kind of bright sounding due to quality, even though they are lossless, especially the upper range of frequency can be lacking definition and refinements, and all those areas will contain and redeliver absolute musical way possible. If you are a big fan of streaming, this is gonna be best one that you can choose under $1,000 for aforementioned method of converting all the PCM signals as well as giving you all the options that you can fine tune. If you have a tube amp, especially if you have SAT amps, RCA output out of this IDSD3 will give you absolute engaging sound quality. Probably you will be like, wow, this is the most musically possible sound that you can come across under $1,000 price range. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Come into my solitude, though I weary be. Come into my tenderness, dream along with me. Listen to the whispers sing, listen to the singer shout. Come into my solitude, be my big mouth. Thoughts unspoken, thoughts unsaid, lies of hearth and home. Children broken on the bed and left to lie alone. Things you talk around, scum you choke on down. Come into my solitude, step on sacred ground. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Fathers who are lovers to the daughters that they own. Mothers who don't leave a child a single safety zone. People so unhinged that death is much too kind. Come into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Come to my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Come into this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Come into my solitude.